New footage of T's son, King Harris, getting arrested has just hit the internet, and the body cam video shows the full story of what went down, from the arrest itself, to the warrant, to the gun on his hip, and the fallout between father and son. Everything is now out in the open for everyone to see. So, let's break down exactly what happened the night King Harris got pulled over, and what this arrest reveals about the ongoing situation inside the Harris family. The body cam footage comes from the 2024 arrest of Clifford King Harris Jr., the 20-year-old son of Atlanta rap legend T.I. It was posted by YouTube channel Badge Chronicles and picked up by Vlad TV. The nearly 30-minute video shows what went down back in October, giving viewers a front-row seat to the arrest that made national headlines. Here's what happened. King Harris was pulled over on Monday, October 14th in Dulwood, Georgia, after his driving caught the attention of nearby police officers. The warrant was connected to charges of speeding, driving with a suspended license, and a DUI issued after King Harris failed to appear in court. The arrest unfolded when officers said King Harris nearly struck a police vehicle while pulling out of a gas station in his BMW. Imagine this. His leaving the gas station comes dangerously close to hitting a police cruiser, and unlike most people who might hope the officer didn't notice, the cops immediately turned around and pulled him over. This is where things escalated. In the body cam video, officers can be heard noting the smell of marijuana as they approached his car. They also notice a firearm holstered on King Harris's hip, a gun, marijuana, and a near collision with a police car. That combination guarantees more than just a warning. The officers instructed King Harris to put his hands on the steering wheel while they ran his information. Once checked, they discovered an open warrant for his arrest in Pickens County, Georgia, stemming from a 2022 case. This wasn't a new incident. It was old business King Harris had never addressed. Back in August 2022, King Harris was charged with speeding, knowingly driving on a suspended license, and driving under the influence of drugs. By September 2024, an arraignment notice had been returned and a bench warrant was issued. This wasn't even a new case. It was old business that King Harris never handled. He missed his court date, and the bench warrant was just sitting there, waiting for the moment he would cross paths with law enforcement. That moment finally came on October 14th. According to the officer's report, the arrest went smoothly. The report stated, "I informed Mr. Harris that I would need to speak with him outside and open the driver's side door. Mr. Harris was cooperative, and I removed the firearm from his hip without issue. I then had Mr. Harris step out of the vehicle, detained him with handcuffs, escorted him to my patrol vehicle, conducted a pat-down, and placed him in the rear seat of the patrol car." The footage shows King Harris clearly frustrated with the situation, but overall, he remained calm and cooperative. He did not resist, he did not escalate, something worth noting given his public reputation. After being handcuffed in Dulwood, King Harris was transferred to DeKalb County Jail and shortly after moved to Pickens County following the bench warrant recall. Reports indicate he was released the next day, though the current status of his 2022 and 2024 arrest remains unclear. There were two other people in the car with King, but they weren't arrested. He was the only one leaving in handcuffs that night. And the timing couldn't have been worse. King Harris was about to become a father. His arrest coincided with T.I. announcing the upcoming arrival of his grandchild, a baby boy. During an interview with Hot 107.9 alongside rapper Young Dro on August 27, T.I. joked in his signature style, "Yeah, I got two granddaughters, and I got a grandson on the way. King's about to have a son. I'm going to make this one the greatest gangster of all time. I'll raise this one to torture you the way you tortured me. There will be an indictment in this young one." T.I. laughed as he said it, but added, "There's always a kernel of truth in a joke." The remark perfectly captures the mix of humor, pressure, and real-life consequences surrounding King Harris at this stage of his life. The fact that T.I. used the word indictment while talking about his grandson says a lot about the kind of headaches King Harris has caused him. Now, with nearly 30 minutes of body cam footage out there, the internet is buzzing with opinions. But this arrest didn't happen in a vacuum. King Harris has a long, documented history of public incidents that have repeatedly put the Harris family in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Before the 2024 arrest, he was already a regular headline maker, and not for music, not for acting, but for things his parents would never want to see trending. Let's rewind to the infamous Waffle House incident. In 2022, Video footage surfaced showing T.I. and Tiny Harris's son, King Harris, getting into a heated dispute with several employees at a local Waffle House over something as small as unwanted pickles in his meal. Yes, pickles. That's what set it off. The verbal altercation quickly escalated, and King Harris, then just 17, live-streamed the entire situation on Instagram. He was visibly frustrated that his order contained pickles he didn't want, and he demanded a replacement. When the clerk told him he couldn't cuss inside the restaurant, things got worse. King Harris then got into a verbal spat with another employee who didn't appreciate his erratic behavior. When asked his name, he fired back, "My name is King. You know it, and your mama knows it." One worker suggested they go outside and throw hands, and King immediately sprang to his feet, declaring he was ready for a fight. But the footage went viral, and the public reaction was brutal. Critics called King Harris a super-privileged trust fund kid, questioning why he was acting like he came from the streets or trying to be tough. Many felt T.I. and Tiny Harris had failed to teach him better boundaries, and warned that behavior like this never ends well. T.I. did respond, but his reaction raised more eyebrows than it calmed. In a video, he asked why his son's altercation were considered newsworthy, saying, "Of course, I spoke with my son." The incident perfectly illustrated the tension between fame, privilege, and the consequences of public behavior for King Harris. "Me and his uncles," T.I. claimed, who were perplexed by King Harris's need to go back and forth with short-order cook. "I didn't understand why he felt the need to stop what he was doing to engage someone who's at another level of life." A lot of people took issue with that statement. Basically, T.I. was implying that the Waffle House employees were beneath his son, that King shouldn't have bothered arguing with anyone below his level. Critics said T.I. was making excuses instead of holding King Harris accountable. Rather than reprimand him, he blamed everyone else for turning it into a problem. Even Tiny Harris got involved later, saying in an interview that King Harris is always standing on business. He's a good guy. One thing about King, though, he doesn't start trouble. He doesn't run from issues, but he doesn't start them either. Whether you agree or not, the facts speak for themselves. King Harris walked into that restaurant heated over pickles, and he was the one who escalated the situation. The Waffle House incident was embarrassing, and it went viral on the very same day that T.I. was celebrating King Harris's graduation. Proud dad T.I. posted about his son graduating high school with honors, while the internet watched King threaten to pistol whip a restaurant employee. The contrast was striking. Then there's the 2022 arrest. King Harris's history includes criminal trespass and multiple driving issues. In January 2023, he was taken to jail on 4 charges after refusing to comply with a police request for a blood test. Following his release, he posted on Instagram, cryptically saying, "F Broker was 12," without revealing the full story. His companion explained they received 1 violation for not wearing a seatbelt, while King claimed he got 4. This is the pattern: the Waffle House incident, the 2022 arrest, the 2023 arrest, the missed court date, and then the October 2024 arrest, now captured on viral bodycam footage. Each incident adds to a growing file of public controversies, raising the same question: what's really going on inside the Harris family? The tension between T.I. and King Harris has been building for years, and it exploded in the most public way during Thanksgiving weekend 2023. At an Atlanta Falcons NFL game, T.I., Tiny, and King Harris were involved in a highly publicized family argument, which reportedly even led to a physical scuffle between father and son. During the game, King Harris went live on Instagram, arguing with both of his parents about his upbringing. He claimed he was raised primarily by his grandmother, not in luxury, a statement T.I. and Tiny Harris immediately disputed. The fight centered around the silver spoon debate. King insisted he never ate from one, while his parents argued he did. King Harris was insisting he grew up tough, claiming his parents didn't understand hardship. T.I., however, went straight at him. In a clip that surfaced on social media, T.I. questioned his son about his experiences growing up in difficult conditions, asking, "King, have you ever woken up with a roach on your face?" The veteran rapper made it clear he thought King's claims were exaggerated. But King Harris didn't back down. He fired back, accusing T.I. of fabricating his image to make himself look better, insisting on Instagram Live in front of thousands that his father was lying. The drama escalated when Tiny Harris got involved, revealing more personal details about King's childhood, including that he sucked a pacifier until he was 12. That's a mother putting her son on blast for the whole world to see. What started as a verbal disagreement quickly turned into a full-blown family airing of dirty laundry. The tension even went physical. Like a scene out of Baby Boy, T.I. put King Harris into a headlock, yelling, "You are embarrassing yourself and your family. Boy, you can't do nothing with me." Afterward, King went to Instagram to defend himself. "I stand on business. I don't give a _ who you are. I'm a grown man now. If I'm a mistake, say that. Stop making the world think you _ with me when you don't." It was a son publicly accusing his father of not truly caring and calling out a fake family image that was paying broadcast to the world. King Harris's older brother, Demony, tried to calm things down. He told Baylor Alert, "Just relax, this too shall pass." He also reflected on what it's like growing up with famous parents, explaining that kids in these situations are treated differently. T.I. later dismissed the incident as a typical family disagreement in interviews, stressing that arguments between parents and children are normal. But, of course, the internet never forgets. The clip of T.I. putting King Harris in a headlock lives on, adding context to everything that followed. The arrests, the social media beefs, and the infamous feud with 50 Cent. King Harris have been carrying this frustration long before the handcuffs ever came out. On top of that, King Harris has made a name for himself with his outspoken social media presence, clashing with critics and responding to commentary about his family directly. Born on August 25, 2004, in Atlanta, he grew up in a large blended family including half-siblings Zonique Pullins, Messiah, Demony, and Deja, many of whom are active in music and entertainment. The Harris family has always been complicated, and growing up in the spotlight with a father who was both a hip-hop legend and a convicted felon shaped King Harris in ways the public is now witnessing in real time. T's history looms large, making King's story all the more intense. T.I. isn't new to trouble himself. Back in the 2000s, the rapper served time on drug and gun charges, including a federal stint at Arkadelphia. On October 13, 2007, federal authorities arrested T.I. just 4 hours before the Bet Hip Hop Awards in Atlanta. He faced 2 felonies, possession of 3 unregistered machine guns, 2 silencers, and firearms possession as a convicted felon. T.I. knows the criminal system from the inside, and that experience makes watching his son walk down a similar path even harder for anyone following the Harris family saga. But the drama didn't stop there. Adding another layer of chaos was a long-running beef between T.I. and 50 Cent. And King Harris wasn't just a bystander. He jumped in head first. This feud dates all the way back to 2006, when both rappers were arguably at their peak. 50 Cent was a star of G-Unit, and T.I. proudly claimed the title King of the South. For years, tension simmered with subtle disses, never fully erupting, but everyone knew the tension was there. The feud reignited during the early days of the pandemic, around the rise of Versus events. T.I. used the moment to wish 50 Cent a happy birthday, but then threw down a challenge. "Pull your ass up with 20 of your records, sit across from me, and get this work." There was some heat in the message, but T.I. added, jokingly, that he understood if 50 didn't respond, recalling how Kanye West had once dusted him in a previous challenge. 50 Cent didn't bite at first. He laughed it off on social media, but the tension never fully disappeared. T.I. kept bringing it up in interviews, and the beef flared again during Super Bowl weekend, when he called out 50 for dodging a Versus battle, and then again in a high-profile interview weeks later. That's when 50 Cent did what 50 Cent does best. He went straight to Instagram. 50 Cent posted 2 attention-grabbing images. The first was a very unflattering photo of Tiny Harris, T's wife, captioned, "Keep my name out your mouth." The second was a meme comparing King Harris to Pepe the Frog. Over time, 50 Cent continued targeting the Harris family, focusing particularly on Tiny Harris and her son King Harris, using memes and posts that many saw as disrespectful and mocking. This is where King Harris entered the scene. The youngest son of T.I. took to Instagram to defend his mother, posting several stories referencing past beefs, T's 2000 shooting, and prior accusations of domestic issues. But King Harris didn't stop there. He went way beyond just offending his mom. He stepped fully into the drama, escalating the feud in ways no one could ignore. Before unleashing a full storm of Instagram stories aimed at 50 Cent, King Harris dropped a post that sent shockwaves through the internet. The post began with a photo of 50 Cent's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, showing her tombstone engraved with her name and lifespan. The caption? Nothing short of explosive. F asterisk your bit. Hey, and dig up your mama asterisk asterisk yes. King Harris literally brought up 50 Cent's deceased mother, a line most people consider completely uncrossable. Sabrina Jackson passed away when 50 Cent was only 8 years old, and now King Harris was posting images of her grave and even wearing a t-shirt with her face on it. That act alone shifted the entire dynamic of this beef. True to form, 50 Cent didn't react with anger. Instead, he laughed it off. In a later Instagram post, he captioned an image with the infamous cartoon from Meme, sending a message louder than any diss track. I'm not taking this seriously, and you're not worth my anger. That's classic 50 Cent. Silence, trolling, and memes as his weapons. Meanwhile, the back and forth between T.I., his sons King and Demony, and 50 Cent dominated social media in February. The Harris family dropped a series of diss tracks aimed at 50 Cent. T.I. released the right one, followed by Snippet of War, and then another track on Hot 107.9. One standout, Let Him Know, became an early 2026 hit and even reached number 1 on urban radio and trending charts from Instagram to Billboard. But here's the twist, 50 Cent never responded with a diss track. Not a single bar. He stayed silent on wax, sticking to memes, trolling, and highlighting his television accomplishments. By the end of February, 50 Cent posted about his TV achievements. I know what you're thinking. How is this happening? It's very simple. I'm on fire. Translation? This beef isn't even on his radar, and is still winning while T.I. and King Harris keep swinging. Finally, T.I. admitted the situation went too far. In a sit-down with the host of the Abro Laura Rosenberg show, T.I. reflected on his son's involvement in the feud, saying, "No, I don't enjoy it." He added that he spent so much time trying to keep King grounded, only to see him find justifiable means to undo all the lessons he had been teaching. That statement alone shows the personal toll this public feud has taken. T.I. explained that he is proud of how both of his sons defended their mother, Tiny Harris, who became the target of several now-deleted memes posted by 50 Cent. I'm a logical, reasonable man of respect, T.I. said. I raise my children to be men of respect, logical, reasonable, and not emotional. The one thing I am proud of is that the women and children in our family see that it's a line of men that stands here against whoever the FK ever. We're not here to defeat. I'm here to defend. I'm here to protect what's ours. I die in the streets about this __ here. But then T.I. pointed to the exact moment things crossed the line. The trap pioneer admitted that he felt things went too far in the war with 50 Cent. Specifically when King Harris posted a photo of himself wearing a Rick Ross-approved t-shirt featuring 50 Cent's late mother, who passed away when he was just 8 years old. T.I. said, I saw that t-shirt, and I said this is enough. Chill out, bro. I'm big on treating people the way I want to be treated. He added, I don't go out here doing unto others in ways I don't want to be dealt with. At that point, T.I. told King to stop. He drew the line at mocking a dead woman and acknowledged that while 50 Cent's provocation was disrespectful, King's response went too far. It's a father trying to balance loyalty to his family with a basic sense of decency. How do you tell your son to stop defending his mother, but also prevent him from disrespecting someone else's dead mother? Now, zooming out, all these events are connected. The body cam footage of the arrest, the Waffle House incident, the silver spoon argument of the Falcons game, the beef with 50 Cent, the t-shirt with a dead mother, T-Zone criminal past, Tiny Harris' defense of her son, and the family's reality TV history. Born to T.I. and Tiny Harris in 2004, King grew up under spotlights most kids don't even dream of. Fame cuts both ways, opportunities galore, but eyes everywhere when you slip up. His rap career is starting to take off, tracks dropping, beefs online, but street-level arrests keep pulling him back. King Harris is caught between two worlds. He wants to be seen as someone who came up hard, stands on business, and isn't afraid of anyone. Yet he was born into hip-hop royalty, with a father worth millions and a mother who is an R&B legend. The silver spoon argument isn't just a family squabble, it's a core tension of King's entire identity. Who is he really? The privileged celebrity kid, or the street figure he wants to be. T.I. warned back in 2022 that King's behavior could land him in prison. He has publicly spoken about guiding his son away from the streets, drawing on his own past incarcerations. T.I. knows exactly where this road leads, because he's walked it himself. T.I. has served time in federal prison for weapons charges. He has served time again for violating probation. He has been through the system and come out the other side. And now, he's watching his son King Harris take the on-ramp to that same highway. King, for his part, has shown flashes of something different. He has since welcomed a baby boy into the world. "Welcome King Jr. time to take over," King wrote in an Instagram post. He is a father now. He has a son named King Jr., and fatherhood changes a lot of men. But will it change King Harris? King began pursuing music under the stage name Kid Scion in 2020, experimenting with trap and melodic hip-hop through his early singles like that and Bad Intentions. He followed that with the EP A Thin Line Between a King and Appler in 2021. He has a music career, a family, and resources most 21-year-old could only dream of. The path forward is right there in front of him, if he wants it. But as long as the old warrants keep coming back, as long as the body cam footage keeps surfacing, and as long as the beefs keep escalating, that path gets narrower. T.I. said it best. He spent years trying to get his son off a ledge. The arrest footage that just went viral is a reminder that the ledge is still there, and King is still standing on it. The body cam video from Badge Chronicles has given the public a clear 30-minute look at what happened that night in Dulwadi. But it's just one moment in a much larger story, a story of a father and son, of fame and consequence, of a family trying to hold it together under pressure. That story is still being written. What happens next is up to King Harris. But if the pattern holds, the internet will be watching every step he takes.